Oh, my hat's all crooked. That's a little better. So we were told there's a soccer thing here we can use. This is like, it's fake grass. They got a soccer net on each side. There's also basketball nets in there, so you could use it for basketball or for soccer. And then there's a few seats there for people to sit and watch, I guess. And we're welcome to come here anytime we want, we were told. In broken English, mostly Georgian. Football, you, go. It's no problem. That's about the only English that was involved. So. And just now, actually, I was looking at it and somebody came by and he's pointing at me to go, I can go in there, I can go in there. So well, I don't want to go in there. Anyway, very friendly here. So now we're on a gravel chunk. There's a lot of paved roads in here. This is a gravel chunk. I know when we walked or drove through the town here with the realtor, there was a couple of shops. And so we're just browsing here, see what we can find. It saves me going to town for everything if I can get some stuff here in town as well, or the kids can. A couple of them can just walk to the village store and get some stuff. But I can't find them on Google Maps, so just going for a wander and see what I can find. Lots of grapes here. This guy's got all grapes in there again too. And cow manure. So one of the big reasons for all these fences is to keep the cows out of the yards, because these cows wander the streets, as you can see. That shepherd just rounds up the cows here and brings them out to the pasture and then goes home again. It's different. It's kind of neat. Exactly sure where we're going, but we're making it. It's cold out here, actually. Well, it's not really. It's 10 degrees, but the hands just feel a little bit cool. So back home right now, apparently there's lots of snow. Where we parked our motorhome there at my in-laws, I get 6 inches of snow there now, she said. So I'll take this over that. It's 10 here. It was going to be plus 23 later today. They're quite a mix of buildings. There's some looks like abandoned ones and some that have been fixed up. This one on this side is really nice, actually. There's roses there too. So it's just a big mix here. Same thing as everywhere else, from what I understand. Russia's the same way. A lot of people just abandoned the villages. Once the Soviet Union collapsed, they were allowed to go live wherever they wanted. They went where the jobs were and not in the villages here. So there's very little to do, especially for young people in the village. That's fine with us because we don't do those kinds of things. We don't need bars and clubs and movie theaters and whatever else young people are into, or shopping malls. We just want to be left alone with a piece of dirt and farm. So village life is perfect for us, but for a lot of people they've left. And then when the houses sit empty for a while, it doesn't take long before they fall apart, right? Well, that's one of the reasons the people we're renting from wanted somebody in it. It's been empty for 7 or 8 years, sounds like. Other than the odd time somebody comes in. There's neat styles. And lots of grapes. You see them all here hanging off the thing. Lots of grapes there. The big thing. Here we got pavement again. We should have probably just stuck to the pavement. It would have been a lot easier for us than these back roads we were on. So we got a bit of a road going both ways. Hey, beautiful view of the valley here. Stunning. Very nice. So people are up and about. You can hear the chickens going. There's a guy walking across there. So that must be east there, because that's the sun coming up. I'm looking forward to when it comes up, because it's a little cool right now. But it's coming. We're just not dressed for it. Not that bad out here. It's plus 10 or 11 or something. But the breeze is kind of cold. As the sun's coming up, it's pushing the wind over this way. It's kind of cold. Some more nice flowers. Yeah, it's the newer, but the upstairs isn't finished either. It's got no windows in it. It definitely looks a little bit more like what we're used to, other than all the concrete. And I would love to know what concrete prices. It must be so cheap around here. There's concrete and block everywhere, and not much for wood.
Oh, look at that one.
Huh?
There, the all glass windows.
I can't see. I'll believe you. Successfully found the store. Oh, somebody's coming out of their yard. Successfully found the store. They got everything we could possibly need in it. And now we're walking back. It's much warmer out now too. A lot nicer. Come on, Joe Butt. That is Georgian for hello. Gamar Joba.
That's the first time I heard you say that.
No, I've had somebody repeat it to me before. And then, so I only know two really well. Gamar Joba is hello. and madloba is thank you. So after somebody helps you, you say madloba, and they just love it when you try their language. They seem to really respond to that and smile. So the variety store too, they were kind of looking at us like, hey, these new people in town, who is this? And then I said Gamarajoba, and that helped them warm up. And then I was like, you speak English? And the guy that owned the place knows a few words. So I was like, yeah, perfect. So I walked in the store, and then he started following me around with a bag, trying to indicate, hey, do you need help with anything? So that's where Google Translate app comes in. I explained onto him there that, no, I'm just looking, just to see what you have. Ah, okay. Anyway, we did find some flour. Cora mentioned on the way here she wanted to make some pumpkin muffins. We've got all those pumpkins in the yard, we got no flour. So I bought a bag of flour while I was there and a couple of little chocolates for the kids. So now we're on our way back. It is much warmer. It's not cold anymore. Still got my hood on, I guess, but I could take it off. The sun is up, as you can see, and yeah, warmed up really nicely. What is it? Oh, cars pointing at us. So yeah, people keep all sorts of stuff here. You got nice vehicles in the mix here, though, too. This is a beauty here. Ford Transit little truck thing. It's a nice car. So that's a real mix. But I was just commenting how simple it is, because people don't seem to care so much. You can just kind of do your thing, and I don't know, there's no rhyme or reason, or no city ordinance saying you have to look like this or your place has to look like that. You can just do what you want to do. So some people keep car parts in their front yard, and some people keep skids in there, some people keep the lawn cut. These guys got chickens. There's a rooster sitting on the pile here. That's very common. One thing I think makes total sense is the lawns. They don't have green grass in their lawns that they're busy mowing with the lawnmower. I mean, what a waste of time. We all do it. We spend thousands of dollars manicuring our lawn, and then we spend all summer long watering it and mowing it. Whereas here, they grow food, which makes a lot more sense. So they have food plots, just gardens. And they have cows in them, and they have chickens, and they have pigs. I just walked by one of these places, I smelled a pig. Just go. Makes a lot more sense, really. So these, I don't know, this looks like it's fairly decent shape. I wonder if maybe somebody's fixing some of these up, possibly. Here's a nice stack of firewood. I was told it's getting hard to get, at least in where Jeremy is, the Mennonite guy I know on the other side of the 2 hours east of here. He was saying it's hard to get a firewood permit. But gas is cheap. This is these lines here. This red line here is all natural gas line. So there's lots of that available for all the homes, and it's pretty cheap apparently. Well, more people out and about. There's a couple more people wandering around here. People waiting for the bus, I think, to go somewhere. Oh, that's another store? Okay, so Cora thinks this is another store here. Possibly? Yeah, I think she's right. And it says closed on it right now. So they would have some stuff. Well, it might be open, I don't know. The gate's closed. So that's a lot closer by. I'll put that on my map too. So all these grapes are going in, and they're making wine. Stomping it through this machine. And they're just going to make wine out of it all, I guess.
Juice and all?
Yeah, you'll have to sit here and ferment for a while, I guess.
Are the grapes yummy? Are the grapes yummy? Are the grapes yummy? Do you like the grapes?
It's been a great morning. So I can personally vouch for the fact that people do speak English here. Not a lot of words, but there's ways to communicate. I know we had one viewer who was adamant that we were not going to fit in here at all, and people do not speak any English, and you're going to buy all by yourself. And I'm not finding that. So again, it probably varies where you go within Georgia, but I've found a lot of English-speaking people. The people that rent this house, or that we're renting it from, the guy lives in Russia, who owns the house. But because foreigners can't own property here, it's actually in his nephew's name, and the nephew speaks English very well. The guy that owns it, I have no idea. The guy that showed it to us, I believe, is the owner's brother. He only knows a few words, but he speaks both Russian and Georgian, and we have the Translate app, so we're making do pretty good. His mother was here today helping with the grapes, and I think she came to get some persimmons or something out of the tree too, maybe some pumpkins, I'm not sure. She speaks, I think, Russian and Georgian as well, but no English. But we were wandering around town today here. We met a few different people. Turns out it's this guy that was here today, his cousin, I think, or something. We happened to be at that guy's house, and I was looking at the water fountain. I guess he thought I needed a drink of water, so he invited me in to his courtyard and proceeded to fill up a whole bag full of these persimmons, which we have lots at home, and I wasn't sure how to tell him that. I got a whole tree full here. So I filled up a bag of those. Jama, jama, which means eat. And then what else did he put in there? Grapefruit, or some other thing that he dumped in there as well. And then he gave me a full jug of water, and then he offered me some wine. I'm like, it's 8 o'clock in the morning, I don't want any wine. So I don't know if he wanted me to drink it, or if he just wanted to know if I wanted a bottle of it. I'm not sure. So then he came back with homemade plum sauce and tomato sauce instead. Gave me 2 jugs of that. Plum sauce, Cora's got here in her hands. I don't know what that tastes like, and so they just homemade it, bottled it up themselves. While we were there, then the guy that showed us this place, so I think it's the owner's brother, he showed up there, opened up the gate. I guess he knew we were there. I don't know how he knew. I have no idea. Maybe he drove by when we were coming in. I'm not sure. But so he greeted us and told us his mother was here, and we had to get going back over here again. So we did the grapes this morning. But anyway, yeah, it's been great. There's very, very, very friendly people, super friendly. Giving everything. Like, everybody comes and brings gifts and giving. So it's not part of our culture. Hopefully we don't end up offending somebody. We don't typically bring gifts every time we go to someone's place or when someone comes over. Maybe we'll learn what's proper, what's right, and we can figure that out as well. But yeah, super friendly. Everybody's friendly so far?
Yep.
You guys? Yep. And can you speak English with at least a few people? Not very many, right? But they speak a little bit of English.
Taxis.
Even our neighbor here, actually, right? You boys, you spoke a little bit to the neighbor here behind the fence, didn't you?
The son does.
The son? The son speaks some English?
The dad doesn't.
The dad didn't speak any English.
I think it's the son of
Okay, so there was a younger man there, he spoke English. Yeah. Anyway, lots of English, and yeah, it's just fun. Even not knowing the language, just going back and forth. The Translate app is not 100% accurate either, because he yammered on something in there, and then it translated it to a bunch of gibberish that didn't make any sense. I was like, I don't know what you're talking about, but it was all entertaining. Breakfast time. Place just keeps getting better and better. All right, they found walnuts. We've got permissons. We've got what are those things? They're pomegranates in the trees. We've got apples. We've got grapes. Now Wes has found almonds, of all things. Or Waylon did. Almonds coming out of this thing. Inside that thing is this shell. Okay, and inside this shell, maybe a busted finger. There's almonds. We have almonds growing here in the trees. At least they taste like almonds? Mm-hmm. Pretty good? Mm-hmm. That's crazy. To think they live in a climate like this. And there's lots of them there, or what? To live in a climate where all this stuff just grows.
That one.
Did you have one already, Wayne?
No, not yet.
No, you have that one, huh?
That one looks funny. Pretty hard.
Yeah? Good?
That one's not as good.
Not as good?
Some of them are better than others.
Yeah, cool.
But probably.
Loads of pumpkins in the garden. We're allowed to eat a bunch of them, so Cora decided to murder one of them today, cut it up into pieces. He's attempting a pumpkin pie. You made the crust from scratch? Whoop, let me back you up. Do you think it'll taste any good? It looks delicious, it really does.
Oh look, it's not
I
even
don't think
sticking
it's
to
done
the
yet,
sides.
but I'm not sure.
We're cooking for 45
And
minutes.
then she made, what do you figure that was going to be? I don't know, but it kind of turned almost to like an omelet type thing. Just got eggs and stuff in that. It's pretty good. Not bad, eh? Think it'll taste any good?
I think it tasted, well, it did taste.
The pie?
No, the last thing should be.
Yeah.
Not even sticking to the sides. But Mom, do you think it should go longer? Or?
No idea. I just. I tried to squish a spider. Ran down my sleeve.
What's the matter with you? Easy, mommy. Easy, mommy. Good morning, everybody. Another beautiful day. Fall is starting to set in. Funny story going on right now. Apparently, this house actually has no heat. Misunderstanding. There's a heater downstairs in the basement for the one room. It's a gas-fired heater. And in the language translation, I guess we understood that that was enough to heat the house or something, that was connected. Because upstairs they have radiators on the walls with water lines would run through. And we had understood that's what he was talking about, there's heat. So in the upstairs in the house, there's actually no heat. There is heat in the basement. We're not using the basement. We're just going to use the upstairs. Basement wouldn't be sufficient for all of us, and it's kind of got a musty odor. So we're just going to make do upstairs. But now we found out there's actually no heat, which isn't a big deal. Coming from Canada, it would be a huge deal because we get very cold winters. Here, it doesn't get much colder than zero. But for about 2-3 months, the highs, average highs, are only like 8 or 9 degrees Celsius, and then the lows is just above freezing. So not like anything's going to freeze, but it is kind of cold, and it's not very nice. So here as well, living up here in the main floor, we're only using a portion of it from that window over. Pretty much all we're using. Our kitchen's down here, our West just came out of, and our bathroom is in here, and our laundry room is next door. And it all works. You got to come out the door here, go down the stairs. There is a bathroom here, but it's not fully functional. It kind of works. But like showers and stuff are down here. So we got to come down the stairs, go down here to cook food. It stays relatively warm in there because we're cooking, of course. And then you got to go over here for bathroom and stuff. So stepping out of the shower after you had a nice hot shower and it's only 6, 7, 8 degrees out is not going to be very enjoyable. The owner actually lives in Russia. He's supposed to be here in a day or two, as far as I know. So maybe we'll figure something out with him. Maybe he's willing to turn the heat back on. I don't know how long it's been off in this place either. Nobody's lived here for 7 or 8 years. I started looking for a boiler system because I had understood from him that, or from the guy that showed it to us, he pointed at the red. See, you got heat, blah, blah, blah. And I just assume there's a boiler here. We'll figure it out. We'll get it working. We're pretty easy going. But I got looking for it. I can't find anywhere there's a boiler to run this stuff. And so finally, I sent the guy a message, another guy. So not the first guy that showed it to us doesn't really speak any English. His nephew speaks English pretty good. And that's who signed the papers with us. So I sent him a text. His name is Kaja. And said, hey, Kaja, how do I turn this heat on here? I can't figure any way to turn the heat on. And he says, well, there's no heat. What do you mean there's no heat? Apparently this was discussed. I checked with the realtor, who's an American, who showed us this place. Jeff is his name. I'm hoping to have him on his channel here at some point yet. Him and his girlfriend, they're like, yeah, there's no heat. We knew that. I'm like, okay, well, we did not understand that. So if we could throw a wood stove in or something, that would be more than enough for our needs. But right now we're possibly going to have to move again, which is too bad because I really like this place. It's got a nice yard, got all these nice rose bushes. The kids have been having a hoot in this massive yard back here. They've been collecting pumpkins for whoever owns them and tilling up patches of dirt, planting stuff. It's kind of the wrong time of year. Cold weather stuff will still do. Like we could plant peas and things like that right now, no problem. But let me see Wes out there tilling. They're working there. They got wheelbarrows moving pumpkins right now. They're staying busy. Making friends with the neighbor who is right beside us in this fence. He's working hard in his gardens. The only word that they can speak back and forth with that guy is Gamarjoba, which is hello in Georgian. Gamarjoba. And then the other guy says Gamarjoba, and they wave at each other, and they both keep working. So it's been kind of funny. But yeah, it's been nice. So we really like it here, and the views are great. So if we could figure out a heat, if he's willing to put some kind of heat in, maybe he'll put a wall heater like is in the basement here. Maybe he'll throw one upstairs or something, then we have some heat. That would be good. Otherwise, we may be looking for another house again. That's just fine, whatever. It's kind of like traveling, I guess. You go from hotel to hotel. the cost of a rental house here really isn't too bad. A strange thing here too, I'm not sure what the deal is in the village here, but they only turn the water on between like 1:30 and 5 every day. We were told every other day, but so far it's been on every single day. Beautiful colors, by the way. It's nice. So the water comes in here on this property, at least on this pipe, plastic pipe coming from the city water, and up here there's actually like a what do you want to call it, like a shut off from the city. So it comes in here, it goes down underneath the ground, and it comes up here. Now they don't have to worry about freezing here, obviously. So the water comes up out of this string. We are now getting water out of this. One line runs from here over to the house, where there's a tank in the house that fills up. It should be on a float, but there's no float in ours, so we have to keep an eye on it a bit. Yeah, just a minute, buddy. And then one goes up here into this tank, and so this is a big tank full of water, and you can use that for irrigating or for even a cow. There's a pig pen back here. We could keep pigs in there, and this is easily and big enough barn here for a cow. And then of course you could have cows in the yard here, and then watering all these trees and the vegetables and stuff like that. So that would all happen out of this big tank, and then it would fill up every time. You would just leave it open, I guess, and have a float. Every time they turn the city water on, everything fills back up, and then they shut it off again. Why they turn it off here, I have no idea. I know Jeremy in his village there, it just runs all the time. Maybe that's why they do it, so they don't waste so much. Because in Jeremy's, there's lots of water just running down the streets. It's just so much pressure, I guess. On a bunch of jugs right now. We can use all this for cooking rather than buying it. We have bought obviously this much water already, so now we're just going to fill these jugs up, and I'm going to start drinking it because I've been told it's good to drink. Perfectly fine. And the other day, actually, a neighbor gave us a jug of water. Thought we needed a jug of water for some reason, and I'm pretty sure it just came out of here as well, and we drank that, no problems. I've been told it's safe to drink, so I'm going to drink it. So have a very good stomach. I don't very rarely ever get sick or nothing. Wes is drinking it in the hotel as well. It's supposedly the same water. It all comes from the same places. So we'll start drinking it. If we have no issues, we'll get more and more children drinking it, and find out soon enough, I guess. We're all about updates. I just had a meeting in Georgian and Russian and English. The owner of the house is from Russia, so he was here, and then his cousin, who is a very friendly guy from the town, or I don't know if he actually lives here, but he's got an auto business in town, and then he's got, there's lots of family in the village here. So he came, and then he has a little boy about 5 years old, so he was playing with Eli. They were playing really nicely. I don't know if they understood each other or not, whatever, it doesn't matter. And then Kacha, who is, let's see here, he's the nephew of the owner of the house. He was here as well, so he speaks pretty good English. And then the other two, not so much. But between translating app and Kacha, we make do pretty good. So they've decided they're going to put heat in the house here. The water radiator ones don't work in the home here, but downstairs there's a gas heater, space heater, I guess. It's probably, I want to say 3 feet by 3 feet, something like that. And they're going to install one of those in the main room, in the kitchen, or not the kitchen, in the living room, dining room, what we use as a dining room. They'll install one in there, and that'll take the chill out of there for sure. It'd be enough to heat that, and then the heat will spill out. So that's in there. The heat will be able to spill out into this room and this room. Basically, that's sleeping, and this is sleeping, and this is just the front entrance room here. So if the heat's in the living room, at least we'll be comfortable there. We can play our games, and we can, sit and eat and edit or do whatever we're doing in comfort. And then sleeping cooler. I actually prefer to sleep when it's colder anyway. You sleep much better. So that's taken care of. Should be all good. I think he was pretty impressed. My boys have got most of the garden tilled up out there. Or not most. They got a good chunk of it tilled up today. So he was pretty impressed by the work ethic here. The cousin was trying to tell me something about if I was interested in doing any work around here. And I was like, yeah, of course. I get bored pretty easy, so more work the better. And then he was saying, I was like, well, what kind of work? And he's like, oh, whatever, if some work shows up, if you got some work. And okay, sounds good. Then I think he was trying to say that the people around here, was pointing to West too and Wayland because they've been working so hard in the garden. I think he was trying to say something on the lines of like people around here don't like to work. They like to just sit around and do nothing. But I'm not sure if that's actually what he said, so I don't know. Maybe if there's jobs that need doing around here, you can call us because we got good work ethic. Which is a compliment, I guess. That's a good one. So heat's coming. Since heat's coming, we're going to go ahead and get some chickens because why not? Every little homestead needs a chickens, and I think we're just going to continue working in here They would like to see us stay here. He's like, why not stay in Georgia? Why not have farm here in Georgia? Why not do that? So anyway, we'll see what that materializes into. I know the cousin owns a bunch of land. He told me there's a bunch of land out that way that he owns. I don't know what that means. Because a lot of people around here farm like 2 acres or 3 acres or something. Whereas we're looking for, thousands of acres. Having said that, if we can make a living on a few acres, that would be fine too. I said to the kids, we've got a big yard here. It's enough to grow all of our own food. There's room for a cow. They showed me the cow shed again, which I figured was for a cow. And then we got a pig shed here. We got chicken coops here. It's got kind of everything you need for a homestead. Lots of room for food growing. And then I was saying to the kids today on the other side of the fence, those are all plots of land. If you could buy those land plots, they're all basically residential plots, which here is like an acre or 2. If you buy 5 of those, let's say, then you got yourself a 10-acre field. That's enough for some greenhouses. We could start selling bedding plants or selling, I don't know, whatever. You could sell stuff to the grocery stores and actually start making a living. Does that put all my kids on a farm? No, but there's still lots of time for that too, right? So that's not really what we're planning on doing, but it's always an option, something worth looking into at least. So there's my update. Big long ramble. Just realized after editing this video that we still haven't shown you guys this house. Stay tuned. We will do that.
Hey, darling, can I tell you what's been on my mind? Sick and tired of the 9 to 5 in the city life. Hey, darling, we could get out of town, see the beautiful world around, wanna see it now. Pack our bags and get in